woke up as an extra character in a CEO romance novel. The first thing I did wasn't chasing the female lead, but figuring out every possible way to make money. When the male lead needed a date, I sold him $10,000 roses. When the female lead had a stomachache, I sold her $20,000 painkillers, raking in cash hand over fist. But the way the female lead looked at me started to feel strange. The plot began spiraling out of control. Just as I was planning my escape, the female lead said with reddened eyes, "Could you really bear to watch me marry someone else?" In the beginning I was just a street vendor selling flowers. Following the script, I sold flowers to the male lead. Then he would confess to the female lead, and my job as an extra would be done. But the author of this book had zero common sense. Who would buy flowers at the foot of an office tower? Those overworked employees clocking endless overtime were running around too busy to even think about buying flowers. So I switched to selling grilled sausages and business was booming. Sapphire Group's work hours were 9 to 6. Around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, when everyone was tired and sluggish, I'd take out my phone and ask in the company chat where I'd been undercover for months, "I'm getting coffee, anyone want me to bring them a cup?" People would immediately start chiming in. Then I'd add, "How about a grilled sausage, they're super delicious." That line alone would have orders flooding in nonstop. I'd turn on the gas, pour oil with one hand and score the sausages with the other 20 at a time. As the sausages finished cooking, I'd pull out a thermos from under the cart. The secret to a strong coffee that kept them hooked was 250 milliliters of boiling water with 3 packets of instant coffee, creating a potent brew that fueled their afternoons. The last cup was for the novel's female lead, Evelyn. "Director Luo, your coffee is here." Anyone who became a CEO was a cutthroat capitalist through and through. Evelyn was especially notorious, a true workaholic who valued efficiency above all. She was determined to squeeze every last drop of productivity from her employees. Even Death himself would have to prepare a 10-page PowerPoint before leaving her office. This was no place to linger. I dropped the coffee and turned to leave. "Wait," I turned back, stiffly rubbing my hands together. "Is there something you need, Director Luo?" "Which department are you in?" "Sales, I'm undercover in the sales department. I'd been scoping out the company for 3 months without being caught." Was I really about to get busted over this? Evelyn asked for my name. Benjamin sounded way too generic, like something the tea egg uncle downstairs would use. I forced an awkward smile, but I really was just a food vendor downstairs. "The sales department is crowded, but the ones who stand out tend to be sharp and driven." "Congratulations, you've successfully caught my attention." I stood there frozen, not knowing what to do. The next moment Evelyn picked up her phone and said something. A young woman in business attire led me to a meeting room. "Here's the contract, look it over and sign if everything seems fine." What the heck, I was doing great selling sausages. Why would I want to be a corporate drone here? CEOs are just too overbearing. I was the top sausage seller around. Why would I care about your measly paycheck? Then I crossed my legs, leaned back on the sofa, and said dismissively, "So being the CEO's assistant, how much does that pay a month?" "20,000 during probation, 25 after." My eyes widened in shock. From now on, if anyone calls a CEO a capitalist, I'll set them straight. I checked the time. In about half an hour, if things went as planned, the CEO male lead would have his date with the female lead. So I rushed downstairs and set up my stall again. "How much?" "8,000. The male lead, Alexander, looked utterly bewildered. "What kind of flowers cost that much, and why is a sausage vendor selling flowers?" "These are custom made, you see, wild roses from the Arabica highlands." Alexander was completely baffled. "Isn't Arabica a type of coffee? See, you just don't get it. These roses have a subtle coffee scent. Take a whiff if you don't believe me. There really is a faint coffee smell, but the sausage aroma seems stronger. Take it or leave it." These were originally for Director Yuan upstairs. If he hadn't had a last-minute change of plans, they wouldn't be available for you. Alexander anxiously checked his watch. All the florists would be closed by now. He reluctantly paid up $8,000 transferred. A single transaction netting a profit of $7,960. The next morning I headed to work full of energy. I took out my giant water bottle and drained half the water cooler. It was the company's free water, after all, might as well make the most of it. Walking past the restroom, I overheard people gossiping about a new hire who got in through connections, and that the CEO was secretly keeping a pretty boy on the side. So that's the CEO's type, huh? It's true, it came straight from HR. Just yesterday Alexander from He Corporation confessed to her, and the very next day she hires some pretty boy as her assistant. Wait, assistant? My eyes started twitching. That had to be me they were talking about. Mentioning Alexander sent the girls into a flutter. They all felt sorry for him. Alexander is so great. Young, successful and handsome. Yeah, absolutely. Just then footsteps echoed from the doorway, and they quickly changed the subject. Carrying my huge water bottle, I stepped into the CEO's office, only to hear a chorus of shocked whispers and heated discussions behind me. I acted like I didn't care at all. Evelyn wasn't in the office today. The first thing I did inside was plug in my 80,000-watt portable power station to charge, just thinking about going home later. And running my AC all night on the company's electricity made me feel like this job was already paying off.